fear of regret. We all have it. We can all feel it, especially today, in the era of endless possibilities. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is one of the greatest phenomena of our time. We don't want to miss anything. Not an event, not a post on Facebook, nothing. But when it comes to bigger things, such as our career and our self-realization, there's a much greater fear many of us share. Sitting back in our old age and feeling as if we missed our opportunity, as if we didn't live up to our full potential. For me, this is an unbearable thought. A famous rabbi offers an inspiring thought on the two births we all have. Every person is born twice, he says, once by others, one by himself. One is the exit from his mother's womb, his physical birth, while the other is the revelation of his essence. The revelation of our essence, our meaning in life, is equivalent to our second birth. But how can we find what is our true essence? How can we create our own second birth? And what happens if it doesn't reveal to us during our lifetime? These were the questions I asked myself 10 years ago, when I had just graduated from university, and like 80% of my generation didn't have the faintest idea of what I wanted to do with my life. I started working for a great company back then, but very soon came to realize that doing just one thing, no matter how great it is simply not enough. I need more experiences. I need a broader perspective. One path is limiting my ability to explore my true potential. And then I thought to myself, what if I could build, on my spare time, another career? Some sort of an exploration career that will allow me to taste and experience some other things that interest me, that will allow me to discover new areas of interest and new opportunities, possibilities I didn't get to pursue on my day-to-day job. I didn't quite know how this exploration career is actually going to work, but it intrigued me enough to start anyway. Along with one of my best friends, Arik Fus, who also sits here today, we started to build it. The basic idea we had was to dedicate a few hours a week in order to discover and develop three important dimensions. The first one is personal perspective. We wanted to explore. We wanted to experiment completely new domains, completely new areas of interests. Kind of like trying a new job without quitting the old one. The next dimension is the professional one. We wanted to diversify our network and build new skills and new capabilities we didn't get to do on our day-to-day job. And the third dimension is also the twist, the social dimension. We thought that if we're already doing something, let's do something that actually matters to us. Let's accelerate ourselves through accelerating our community. We then started to reach out to nonprofits and ask them, hey, do you need some help? We went to small businesses in the toughest neighborhoods in our community and asked them what kind of help we might be able to provide you. They thought we were nuts. However, they liked the idea. Soon after, we started working with both small businesses and nonprofits, helping them doing just one thing: grow dramatically. So how does it really work? Meet Amani El-Zanati. Amani is a 24-year-old business owner from the city of Lod. Since the early age of 14, Amani ran a tiny nail salon from her own bedroom. 10 years later, she came to us with a dream. She told us, I want to take my home business and turn it into a real beauty salon in the real world, but I have no idea how to do that. We then assembled a team of 4 talented young professionals who came from leading companies in the Israeli business community with only one mission: helping Amani get there. The rules for the team were simple. Each team member invests 5 hours a week on their spare time. Team members are not expected to work on their area of expertise. On the contrary, if you're an economist, the last thing we want you to do is finance. You have enough of that at work. Instead, We will offer, encourage, and train you to work on other professional domains you wish to experience. Marketing, operations, business development, anything that is interesting to you and is needed in the project. And lastly, training. Team members get top-notch training from our network of professional experts from McKinsey, from Google, in order to enable them to provide high-end products to the nonprofits and the small businesses. So, with that setting, we were good to go. For 3 months, and with a scope of 250 hours, these talented people became Amani's business development team. Not as mentors, but as a genuine part of our team. They were there to get things done, together with Amani. They reached out to customers and explored their needs. They did a benchmark analysis and built an expansion model that was suited specifically for Amani. They built a financial model and a set of tools to manage the day-to-day business, and they even built the very first logo of Amani's business. 6 months after the project, Amani turned her dream into reality. She established a beauty salon in the center of Lod, she hired 2 employees, and she has already increased her revenues by 40%. This is how it looked on the day it was launched. A logo comes to life. A very exciting moment for Amani. Now, for Amani, there was a great value in this process, which was, by the way, completely free of charge, no doubt. As for the team, I believe it was even more valuable to them. How come? First, they all got to open their mind and broaden their perspective. They got to taste and experience completely new domains, completely new flavors. It allowed them, for the first time, to gain more control over the endless question of, what if? What else is out there for me? What else am I attracted to? Well, this is how you find out. You just try it. On the professional note, they all learned how to scale a business in real life and from the inside, while getting the right training and making valuable connections with their teammates, diversifying their network. And on the social aspect, well, they did all that for someone who really needed that. They made real impact. And here's the best thing about all that. They didn't have to give up on anything in order to do this project. They still had their great jobs, right? But they also had that under-the-radar path that completed and leveraged their growth, while enabling them to not miss out on anything. One thing that really surprised us was to find that many of the team members invested even more than 5 hours a week, which was quite a lot to begin with. How come? Well, it turned out that people don't really count hours. They count value. And when you do something that is really valuable to you, it gets to the top of your priorities. You want to make the time to pursue it. After several successful projects, it became clear to us that we needed to establish a platform in order to allow many more people to join us. But wait, before we establish a platform, what is it that we really do? How should we describe this new activity? We looked around and couldn't find any definition that would even come close to describe what we actually did. It was time for a new definition. We then, for the first time, coined the phrase social career. A social career is a combination of social activity and career development. You see, up until today, we used to think of it as a zero-sum game. We either develop our career or we contribute to society, 2 different hats. Well, not anymore. With the social career model, the exact opposite happens. We develop ourselves through developing our community. We harness the basic human thirst for self-growth to drive social growth. The social career is not a one-time gig. It's something we develop for the long term, knowing that our self-growth is a never-ending mission. And you don't just build a social career by itself. You build a social career alongside your business career. One leverages the other. This is how it looks in our CV. The social career is an integral part of our professional experience, side by side and equal to our business career. This is my resume, by the way, my real resume. It's part of who we are and what we bring to the table. It's part of our enhanced professional skills, capabilities, and network. We believe that 10 years from now, this could become the standard of all CVs. In many ways, this represents the next generation career, the next generation managers, the next generation leaders. This is how the generation who doesn't want to miss out on anything looks like. And we can already see the signs of the great need people have in doing more than just one thing in their career. When we first launched our platform, Nachshons, 3 years ago, we wanted to find 50 participants to our program. We sent out an invitation to apply, and what happened next really surprised us. In less than a week, we got more than 400 applications. There was an unbelievable demand to take part in this platform before anybody even knew who we were. And that demand is where our story becomes even more interesting. Because when we help one business, like Amani, thrive, we can change a family. When we help 5 businesses thrive, we can change a neighborhood. But when we help 50 businesses thrive in one city, we start to change a city in every possible way, in the local workforce, in productivity, in purchasing power, in everything. This is how we hope to boost cities and communities in Israel and around the world. In fact, according to the World Bank, 95% of all businesses are small businesses. 95%. In the US, the number climbs even higher, to 98%. Can you guess what's the number in Israel? 99.5% of all businesses in Israel are small businesses. This is the basis of our economy. So there are practically endless unmet needs out there for small businesses. And we already saw that there's a great need also for young professionals who want to accelerate their career. So what would happen if we all had a social career alongside our business career? How many unmet needs would we have then addressed? In Israel alone, we have more than 200,000 young professionals in the business community. If only half of them built a social career alongside their business career, we would have 10 million hours to invest in our community. 10 million hours. That means 40,000 small businesses like Amani's thriving each year. This has the power to change the entire ecosystem of our business community. We have the power to turn cities into smart cities while turning ourselves into a better, smarter version of who we are. For the past decade, the social career has changed the course of my life. It opened me up to new doors I never even knew existed. I took part in so many projects. I learned so many new things. I met so many great people. I established a nonprofit organization, and I'm standing here today on TED speaking about it. And it all happened, and still happening, on my spare time, alongside my day-to-day job. This is the kind of power the social career has. So, as I look around the room, I encourage you to ask yourself, what kind of social career alongside your business career could change the course of your life? What kind of new discoveries could get you closer to your own second birth? Finding an answer would not only benefit society, but may very well be the key to discover and unleash your own true potential. Thank you.